The Urban Witch, and I'm on for a live stream for you guys. Okay, I came in and went out and had to come back in because I don't know, my little fat finger hit the schedule schedule for later button. We don't want to schedule for later, we want it right now. Okay, so let me turn on my big screen, you guys, so that I can see myself and see what's going on here. Hopefully we have it together this time. So let me see. Okay, I see me. And let's see, let me turn down the buffering, and not the buffering, shall I say. Let me turn down the feedback. Also, let me turn down my music just a little bit, you guys. And while I'm getting myself together, welcome, everybody. And happy Friday to you guys, okay? Hope that you are enjoying your very, very beautiful day, okay? I hope that all is good in your neighborhood, all right? Yes. Guys, come on in. Come on in, come on in. And I see the hearts, I see the love. Thank you guys so very, very much. Okay. Yeah, we got a real good one today, y'all, because I was meditating and I'm definitely going to give you guys an energy check-in. Okay, we're going to focus on what's the vibe this weekend, as in terms of for you and around you, but we're going to make this like the love edition. Okay, so today is Friday, is Venus Day. Okay, and some of you guys, you might want to hear a little bit about love. Okay, a little bit about who may be watching you that have good intentions. Okay, some of you guys, it might come through the energy that there are still people, dear one, that have their heart set on you, and they may not be the most high vibrational type of person, but it's just something for you guys to kind of know, what's going on in the ethers, okay, for the weekend, okay? So we're going to do that type of energy check-in for you guys, okay? So you guys come on in and just remember that your girl has attention deficit, y'all. So when you come in and leave your very beautiful comments, if I don't see them at first, when you first write them down, don't be dismayed, because it's just that I'm in the ethers, okay, and I'm not really paying attention to the chat. However, after the read, I will give you guys as many shout outs as I can, and I'll say hi to you guys, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? For the rest of you guys, welcome to my channel, okay? And of course, I thank you guys in advance for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes, okay? Also, you guys, I want you to hype up your girl, okay? Hype me up. Hype me up. Yeah, okay? Hype up the video so that, some of our future vibe tribers, who are looking for your girl, they can find me on this cozy side of Tarot Land on YouTube, okay? Yeah, y'all so selfish. Y'all can't keep me all to yourself, okay? Y'all got to share me with the rest of the collective, okay? So make sure that you guys hype up the videos, okay? I would greatly appreciate that, okay? Also, you guys, I want to thank you to those of you guys who are continuing to purchase readings from your girl and also continuing to leave very beautiful and lovely donations via my business website, okay? I appreciate it so very much, okay? You guys are just continuing to just, just overflow and just pour the love, onto your girl, and I don't take it lightly. I appreciate you guys so much for trusting me with your energy, okay? While you guys are on your spiritual and healing journey and reaching out to me to help me to, or reaching out to me, shall I say, for helping you guys to, get some type of clarity on a personal or spiritual situation, okay? So I thank you guys for that as well, okay? All right, so without further ado, you guys, we're going to get into today's read, okay? We're going to do an energy check-in, you guys, for you guys. What's ahead for you? What's the vibes around you guys and for you guys this weekend? But we're going to make it the love edition, okay? So this is going to be about love, okay? It's going to be about whoever is around you, okay? They're thinking about you in terms of intimacy, love, and things of that nature. It could be someone, dear one, they're lamenting over you. They're sad, they're going to be sad this weekend because they're going to be thinking about how they fumbled. Come through, spirit, with that confirmation. That's for somebody. They're going to be thinking about this weekend, dear one, damn, why did I fuck that up? Why did I do that. Hey, greetings, goddess. How are you, love? Okay. Yeah, they're going to be sitting back thinking about, damn, I really messed that up. Okay. But we're going to find out, dear one, what's in the ethers. Yeah. What is the energy for you and around you this weekend? Okay. What's the weekend vibes as it pertains to love? Okay. So let's get into it. Okay. I don't do love messages that often. Okay. Because I focus on the dark, shadowy sides of life. Okay. Dark, shadowy sides of the matters of the heart and, life in general. But today, Spirit said, switch it up a little bit, and give you guys some love messages, okay? So here we go. Let's see what's up, y'all. What is the what's up for the weekend vibes, okay? All right, so this was in reverse, dear one. This first message says, you make me laugh. You make me laugh, okay? So, dear one, there is someone that, the weekend vibes is that, they're going to be thinking about you or watching you, whether you're online, or they have some type of access to what you do if you guys are creating content. And it's like this person, it's like they have this type of sulking type of attitude. Like, they like you, they're still into you, they're still feeling you, but they hate the fact that they still do, and it's like they don't want to admit it. And from time to time, dear one, when they think about you, maybe perhaps something that you said, maybe perhaps something that, happened between the two of you guys when you were in some type of friendship or relationship, or this person could, be, sitting back and kind of fantasizing about, if they ever had the opportunity, knowing your personality, knowing your humor, something would go down like this or a situation would go down like that. So over the weekend, dear one, the vibes is that there is someone that's going to be watching you, or if not watching you in terms of your content, they're going to be thinking about you. And it's going to be like they're going to have to admit to themselves, dear one, that, you make them laugh, that there's something about you that they can't hate you, or they can't be upset with you. They can't be, bitter with you 24/7 because you're so easy to love and it's hard for you to hate. And this person hates it. They feel as though they're caught in the middle between some type of conundrum of, I hate the fact that it didn't work out, the way that I wanted to work out with collective, and I'm pissed off about that. But at the same time, it's like, just when I want to just have an attitude, just when I just want to be a total asshole, I look and I check them out. I'm keeping tabs on them, or I'm lurking online and they say something. I catch them saying something, or I catch them doing something that's very funny. And I almost have to catch myself, but it'll come out that I'll just burst out laughing. And it's like this person, dear one, they have to admit to themselves, although they hate to, okay? The vibes this weekend is that they're going to be thinking about you heavily, dear one, whomever you are. And they're going to be thinking about how you have this type of star quality as far as your personality, your quirks, your humor, how you say things, that is so unique, unlike how other people say it or how you do things, your overall swag and bravado, and how you make them chuckle, how you make them laugh, even, during times or, for the most part, when they really want to have an attitude with you. They really want to make you, the villain in their life script. They really want to try to play, victim. And it has something to do, dear one, that they don't really have, access to you the way that they want to. Or maybe, you didn't give them a second chance, or, they never got a chance, period. Or, it's something about the fact that they're trying to really suppress their feelings, dear one, and how they really, really, truly feel about you. But at the same time, it's like, dang, they don't want to admit how much, they really vibe with your personality. It's like, damn, she's funny. He's funny. I wish that they weren't such a bubbly, high vibrational, cool ass person. I wish that they weren't the type of person that I find to be my ideal. I wish that they weren't the type of person that I feel as though, damn, if I, would have done things right, the right way, or, if I was on their level in any way, shape, or form, or for some of you guys, if I could turn back the hands of time, I really wish that it would have gone a different way instead of the way that it is. So this person, dear one, on the one end, they're kind of bitter and they want to blame you. But at the end of the day, they know that whatever they did, whether they fumbled or they said something they shouldn't have said, they did something they shouldn't have done, they still watch you guys quite often, I'm hearing from Spirit. They're keeping tabs on you guys. And on the low, dear one, they hate to admit it, but even when they're watching you, they'll burst out laughing or they'll start chuckling because it's something about your personality. It's something about your star quality, dear one, that's undeniable, you know. Yeah, they can try to have an attitude with you. They can try to make you be the, you know, the villain in their story. But at the end of the day, you know, they still have to admit to themselves, even if they won't admit to anyone else, that they still, you know, they still feeling you, dear one, okay? I'm hearing, you know, the heart loves what it loves, okay? They can't force themselves to turn off their feelings in terms of how they feel about you. And even though they try to front and say, yeah, you know, Lisa pisses me off, you know, I'm sick of her ass. She thinks she all that, fuck her, you know, that whole thing, you know, that ego thing, you know, to try to make themselves feel better, you know, or, you know, JoJo, he think he all that, you know, whatever, fuck him, you know, he ain't all that, he ain't popping, you know, but, you know, if you weren't popping, dear one, they still wouldn't be keeping tabs on you, okay? And the weekend vibes is that they're definitely thinking about you, doing a lot of self-reflection. They're definitely thinking about you. They're in your social media, okay? Some of them, you know, they're in your comment section. Some of them, dear one, I'm hearing from spirit, they even have like a burner phone, or they have a type of phone where, you know, they have downloads of, you know, your material, your social media, certain clips, or if you guys are artsy fartsy, you know, if you're a rapper, a singer, or, you know, something on the side you do that's artistic and creative, okay, dear one, this person has snippets and clips of you and your work, and they have to try to catch themselves, you know, if they're vibing out to it, if they're, you know, nodding their head too heavy, you know, if they're snapping their fingers too obviously, you know, if they're smiling, they catch themselves smiling and they try to, you know, tighten up their face. You know, they're trying so hard. Come through, spirit. This is what I'm seeing in the ethers, dear one. They're trying so hard not to admit, not to allow their heart to admit, okay, their heart and their brain to connect and admit that no matter how much they want to hate you, no matter how much they want to, you know, villainize you, they still have feelings for you. And, you know, they be chuckling, they be laughing at, you know, some of the shit that you say, come through, spirit, and some of the shit that you do, okay? That is the weekend vibes, okay? The love edition, okay? Let's get some more tea, dear one, in terms of, you know, what's the energy for you or around you, okay? During the weekend, this weekend. Okay, this says, I'm scared to ask, but can you cook? Okay, come through, spirit. So you're doing, there's someone that, you know, you're heavily on their mind. And this could be someone, dear one, where they're already in some type of relationship or friendship or connection with someone else. But for whatever reason, dear one, they're comparing, you know, you, whoever you are, they're comparing you to their current. And as far as, you know, home skills, you know, I'm hearing home is where the heart is. Okay, this could be the type of person, dear one, that's thinking about you over the weekend. This could be someone that travels a lot. You know, they're always out and about. They're on the go, you know, planes, trains, automobiles, this type of person. This person could be a professional truck driver. They could also be in the public eye in some way, shape, or form, but they do something where they have to travel a lot. And every time, you know, very, very frequently, the scenery, the background is very, very different, even though they may do the same things. You know, they may have a schedule, you know. I got a show tonight, so, you know, the vibe is that, you know, I get up, I go to breakfast at a restaurant, and, you know, I check into the hotel, I do this, I do that, I do sound check, then I take a nap, I meditate, I do whatever I do to prepare for the concert, I do the concert, and then, you know, the winding down time, you know, I'm either kicking it with friends, I'm walking around a little bit in the city to see, you know, what is there to see at this hour, or, you know, I'm going back to my hotel, you know, I'm playing video games until I fall asleep, you know. So it's like, it's given that this person has a routine, dear one, but, you know, whoever they're with, if they have a connection with someone, it's like they find themselves, dear one, comparing their current partner to you. And for whatever it's worth, it's something about their current partner that doesn't really get it for them in terms of, I'm hearing like home, body, home, making the house a home type of qualities, okay? In other words, this person may be with someone that, they're high profile like them, and they don't want to be at home, turning the house into a home. They don't cook. They'll eat, they'll spend your money, but they're not going to cook, okay? So it's like, it's giving that this person, they want something that's the exact opposite of them. They could be very much extroverted, but it's something about you, dear one. They see you a homebody. They see you as, I'm hearing, very wholesome, okay? You could be the type of person where, it's obvious that, you may throw down in the kitchen, you may like to bake, okay? You could have like this type of chef type of energy. And, you have this type of vibe where it's like wherever you go, you're going to turn that house into a home. It's going to be very aesthetically pleasing. It's going to look good. It's going to smell good. It's going to, feel good. Okay. Like you bring the home vibes. And it's like this person is craving that. And it's like one question that they have, dear one, they want to know, but they would be scared to ask. They want to know, can you cook? Okay. Because whoever this person is, dear one, is giving that they're a foodie. Okay. Now, the energy that I'm picking up on is that this person, dear one, they work out a lot, they stay in shape, okay? They can still have a very, very high metabolism, or they have some type of regimented diet where, they'll give themselves, days where they can just splurge or have a cheat date or, such and such like that. But it's like they'll maintain their weight, because I'm getting the vibe that whoever this person is, dear one, that is thinking about if whether or not you can cook, this is someone, dear one, that, they're in the public eye, and their persona, their image, how they look, their physical aesthetic is very important. In some way, shape, or form, dear one, is tied to their brand, okay? So it's very much giving someone that is in the public eye, and they have to be really, really aware or cognizant of how, how they navigate in the world, how they are being perceived, and how they look, okay? This could be someone, dear one, where they have that image of quote-unquote sex symbol that's thrusted onto them. Now, they very well may not be that type of person, but it has something to do with their role. It has something to do with, how they're perceived for their career or business or something of the sort. But they're very much so a foodie, okay? And it's giving that whomever they're with, dear one, this person can't really cook, okay? They're spending a lot of money on, restaurants. They're spending a lot of money on carry out and, this and that. They're spending a lot of money. I'm even hearing chefs, okay? But, it's like they want to know, wow, I wonder can collective cook, because they're giving that type of vibe that, they're like, very soothing. They're like a homebody, like they love to be there, and they're giving that they know how to bake, fry, lay to the side. They know how to do all of that, I wonder, what do they like to cook, what's their specialty, this is a foodie here, someone that believes that, the way to a man's heart is certainly through his stomach. That's this type of person whose energy I'm picking up on. But again, they're a foodie, but you wouldn't know it because they stay in shape, okay? This could be a gym rat, okay? They stay in the gym, or, if they don't have time to go to the gym, because they're on the road so much, they make time to get up early and go for a jog or go for a walk, or, at night, when the sun is down. They're very, very disciplined when it comes to their physical aesthetic. This is someone, dear one, that is checking you out, okay? So it's giving that for the weekend vibes, okay? They want to know, can you cook, okay? Well, what can you do? Can you throw down what you like to make? Because I'm a foodie. Yeah, it's giving that, dear one. That's cute, okay? Let's see what else, dear one, okay? What is the vibes, the weekend vibes, okay? The energy check-in. What's the vibes for you guys or around you guys this weekend, okay? Let's see. All right, this one was in reverse, okay? All right, it says your mind is sexy to me, okay? It's in reverse. So yeah, dear one, it's like, this person almost feels as though it's like taboo to be thinking about you in this way, It's like they almost feel as though, they should be ashamed, they have to kind of hide. They kind of have to hide the fact that they're really focusing on you because they know that they shouldn't be, okay? So this is giving someone where I'm also hearing opposites attract, okay? So if it's like, if this person is single, dear one, it's kind of giving the vibe that, you guys are so different. You guys are in total different lanes, or maybe different lanes in terms of career or even in terms of culture and race, or, location, or, that person could be an extrovert, you're an introvert, or they can be an introvert, you're an extrovert, or something like that. And it's like, this person almost hates to admit that, they're checking you out, dear one, whomever you are, okay? Whether you're divine masculine, divine feminine, whether they are, and whether it's the same sex or opposite sex, dear one, it all applies. This person, the weekend vibes is giving that they've really been focusing on you, and they've been honing in on certain aspects of who you are. And I'm hearing from spirit that, yeah, it goes beyond your physical aesthetic, but it has a lot to do with your mind, okay? This person likes the way that you communicate, the way that you express yourself, okay? You could be a very intelligent person, okay? You could be a spiritual person, you have a lot to say, a lot of things, a lot about a lot, okay? You're very gifted, okay? You can know a lot of things about the occult, you know a lot of things, and you can hold those deep conversations that, the average typical person can't hold, okay? Yeah, a lot of the deep mysteries and things of that nature. And whoever is looking at you, dear one, the weekend vibes is given that, they think that your mind is very sexy, okay? This could be like a sapiosexual, okay? Your girl Sage is a sapiosexual. That's, where, you really connect with a person based on their intellect, based on their mind, Someone that's intelligent and smart is just sexy as fuck, okay? Yeah, it's like you just be looking at them, and the way they talk and the way they make sense and the way they explain things, how their mind works, analyzes shit, and you just be like, man, okay, keep talking, but I'm gonna throw you down later on tonight, because goddamn, okay? Yeah, it's giving that, okay? And I'm hearing that type of the way that sapiosexuals are wired is very rare, but I'm finding myself, running into quite a few people that kind of shares that same sentiment where, it's like sexiness, is all about the mind, it's all about someone's communication, their ability to communicate and express themselves. Very, very sexy. So whoever this person is, dear one, okay, they could very well be a sapiosexual as well, okay? I'm hearing from spirit, they like what they like. And so it's giving that you not only satisfy their eyes in terms of, what they like in terms of their type, okay, or their physical aesthetic, or dear one, for some of them, they could be looking at you and they could be like, I never would have thought that this type of person would be my type. But goddamn, they sexy. It's something about this person. It's something about collective, their mind, okay? Their personality, the way they talk, the way they express themselves, the things that they know that the average person doesn't know, the way that they're able to connect the dots, okay? The way that they're quick-witted, okay? Yeah, the way that they're so quirky, and, they're very quick on their feet, okay? They're quick on the uptake. I like that shit. I like somebody that can challenge my mind. I like someone that can teach me things, hell, perhaps things that, I don't already know. This is someone, dear one, they consider themselves to be like, hey, I know a lot, okay? I'm hearing I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, I know a lot. But when it comes to you, dear one, they feel as though, you have this like natural intelligence and this natural creativity, the way that your mind works is so sexy. It's just really inspiring and is really thought-provoking to this person. They would love to just have conversations with you and pick your brain and have debates and stuff like that, It's giving that, dear one. So whomever this person is, okay, the weekend vibes is that, they're going to be checking you out, dear one. And, if you have a podcast, okay, or, if you're, I don't know, whatever you do for a living, if it has something to do with communication, okay, if you have a very powerful throat chakra, okay, if you're an advocate, okay, if you are a spiritual teacher, okay, or if you're a life coach, a relationship coach, or if you're the type of person where, you talk about quote unquote conspiracy theories and how they're really not a conspiracy at all. It's really the real. The conspiracy is that the average person don't know about it. Okay. Come through spirit. Whether you're that type of person, whatever it is that you do, dear one, okay, and whatever niche field or industry that you're in, this person, dear one, they're really checking you out and they're vibing with you. They like your mind. It is incredibly sexy to them. And this is really surprising this person, because I'm getting from spirit that whoever this person is, dear one, is like, they definitely have a type, okay? They have a physical aesthetic type. And they have a type of person where this person, if this is a masculine, they could be considered to be like an alpha. And they like when they normally go for women that's very quiet, or, very submissive or docile. They look good, and it's like, they'll walk next to the person, or, they'll, wait for the person to open the door, or, they won't, express their opinion unless it's asked for. It's giving very demure. Okay. They like those type of people. And it's giving because whatever they do for a living, dear one, they're always surrounded by noise. They're surrounded by whatever they do for work. They are always constantly having to, I'm hearing high stakes. They always have to debate. They always have to not argue, but always have to really make their voice known. They're in a very competitive, a very aggressive type of career that is giving. And so this person typically goes for someone that's the exact opposite of what they commonly run into, or they like someone, they're one that's the exact opposite of themselves. So they like someone that's very soft and low key, very demure, spoken to, but that's about it. Okay. But it's something about you, dear one. You're the exact opposite. I'm hearing, you can go toe to toe with this person in terms of intellect. Okay. In terms of assertiveness or even aggression, going for what you want, being ambitious and, having initiative. Okay. You yourself, dear one, whomever you are, you can be in some type of power position yourself. Okay. Whether you are, in corporate America, or whether you have your own business. But it's given, wow, I didn't think that I would vibe with or like this type of person that, they can kind of stand toe to toe with me, in terms of, being an alpha, but it's something about this person's mind. It's like, goddamn, they sexy. So, dear one, it's like someone, they're watching you, and it's giving that over the weekend, they're really going to be contemplating, well, I thought that this type of person is my type. Could I be changing? Could I be evolving? Or could it be that I've just never seen a person like this before, and it's really intriguing to me? So you got this person, dear one, smiling, and they're scratching their head, but they're watching you very, very closely, and they're listening to you at the same time. It's giving, dear one, that someone is giving like someone at the airport, or someone in an office, okay? Or someone in some type of meeting room, and it's like a break time, and they have like 5 or 10 minutes to do whatever, and they just are off to the corner, or they're sitting down and they're looking at their phone, and it's like they're leaning in as they're watching you, and they're really, really focused on what you're saying, and it's like they're connecting the dots, and it's like it's got them intrigued, and they're thinking, they're like, damn, that's deep right there. And what's more deep is that, damn, this person is sexy now. And I never thought that this type of person would be my type. But I'm intrigued. I want to know more. I want to see more, okay? It's giving that, dear one, okay? Whomever you are, okay? It's giving opposites attract, okay? Yeah, you guys are opening a lot of people's minds to consider, different ways of life, different ways to perceive life. And you didn't even know it. You just minding your business, doing your thing. Come through, Spirit. That's the weekend vibes, y'all. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Let's see. What's the weekend vibes for you guys? Okay, we got 2. I'll take both, okay? This one says, we speak without talking, okay? Well, dear one, the weekend vibes is that there's someone that is thinking about you. This is someone around you. And perhaps this could be someone, dear one, that, you guys have had some type of connection with before. You could have dated this person. You could have been in a very committed relationship with this person. But in whatever way, dear one, this person feels as though, they have some type of connection with you. Like, you guys are on the same page. You're on the same frequency. Like you can literally speak to each other without talking. So it's giving that perhaps, dear one, you could be spiritual. This person could be spiritual. Perhaps you could be telepathic. You guys could be the type of person where you speak with your eyes. Okay. You don't really have to say a lot of words. It's like you would shoot a shot, look at this person, a glare, and they can automatically engage in a very silent but intimate conversation with you and know what you're saying. And for some of you guys, dear one, is someone that they want to have a connection with you, and based on the fact that, you know, they have been watching you, and they can kind of pick up on the fact that, you know, you speak with your eyes, or you're very spiritual, you're very telepathic, you're very tuned in and tapped in and intuitive, and this person feels as though he or she is your match, and that together, if you guys were to have an opportunity to vibe and to get together, you know, even as friends first, but hearing whoever this person is, dear one, that will be thinking about you heavily over the weekend, is giving, yeah, I'm willing, I'm open to be this person's friend, but I don't want it to stay at that. You know, I definitely want it to be more, okay? But this person, dear one, they see you as someone that is on their level, and they see themselves as someone, you know, you're on their level and they're on yours, to the point where they just be fantasizing and visualizing and thinking about how you guys would have such a deep connection that you guys would be able to, like, just look at each other, just look into each other's eyes, whether it's up close, face to face, toe to toe, or whether it's from a distance, whether it's in a room with just the two of you guys, or whether it's in a crowded room, okay, where, you know, they could just look at you and you could look at them, and based on who you are at the core and based on who they are, baby, y'all could just be talking and speaking without, you know, without words, okay? Yeah, that's sexy right there, okay? It's like everybody else would be out of the loop, and you guys are in a crowded room, and it's like you're looking at him, and she's looking at you, and y'all having a full-blown conversation, and everybody else is like, are we missing something? Do they need privacy? Are we interrupting something? Okay, it's giving that the vibe and the connection is so strong that it really defies words. It's like, you know, words would be extra. Words would be a waste of time, because it's like, this person, dear one, they feel as though they can communicate with you without words. They can communicate with you based on energy, based on body language. So whoever this person is, dear one, they're very tuned in and tapped into their intuitive side, to their feminine, like, receiving side, okay? You know, and they're very into, you know, I want to have such a deep connection with my person that, yeah, we can be in a crowded room and nobody is, you know, privy to what's going on and what we're talking about, just us. It's like they want to have their own private language, their own private form of communication with you. Have you guys seen, you know, certain couples, okay? Me and hubby, we kind of do that too, and people will laugh at us. But it's like you have your own type of handshake, okay, that nobody else has. And, you know, you giving the dap and I mean, you just going all off. And, you know, sometimes it go into like 2 minutes and people be laughing like, are y'all done? Are y'all done yet? Okay? Y'all get on my nerves, okay? Me and hubby, we do that. And it's giving that. It's giving like you guys have like this type of personal, intimate communication without words. But whatever you're doing, whether it's with eye contact, or whether it's with body language, or even like gestures like the handshakes, okay? Like a handshake that nobody else knows, nobody else can do. That's just you and your person, okay? Is giving that, dear one. So for some of you guys, you may have had this type of connection with someone, and whoever this person is, they haven't forgotten about it. They're still thinking about you. And for whatever reason, dear one, they're going to be thinking about you heavy over the weekend, okay? This is the weekend vibes that is giving. And for others of you guys, dear one, there is someone that, you know, it's like they're visualizing, they're hoping that maybe one day they'll get the opportunity to get with you. And then, you know, together you guys can create your own language, okay? Where you guys can speak without talking. You can speak without words, okay? You can speak in a crowded room and nobody else knows what you're talking about but just the two of you guys, whether it be through body language, you know, giving each other, you know, daps, okay? Or, you know, eye contact, just speaking telepathically, okay? Yeah, that's this type of person here. It's giving, this person is very romantic, okay? They may not show it to a lot of people. This could be a side that not many people get to see. They'll hold it to themselves, okay? It's giving hard shell on the outside, but very soft on the inside. And it's like they have that side, dear one, that they desperately want to share with someone. They want to share it, dear one, with someone like you, okay? And, you know, they're just thinking about, wow, how awesome it would be if you were having that type of connection with him or her, dear one. Is giving that, okay, over the weekend, okay? The next card we have, you guys, is I'm jaded. Make me believe in love again. Yeah. So, dear one, okay, for some of you guys out there, I'm hearing from spirit. There's someone, dear one, you may have never had any type of connection or relationship or friendship with this person. But it's something, dear one, about whoever this person is, dear one, they could currently be in a relationship with someone else, or they could currently be single and they're jaded, okay? They feel as though, whatever, I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, all women are the same, all these men are the same, okay? Yeah, they ain't coming with nothing different. And I'm hearing from spirit that they're talking this way, dear one, because on the deep surface of that, or shall I say below the surface of that, they're hurt, okay? They're jaded, okay? They feel as though, they've had too many misses, okay? Hit and misses, They feel as though they've had too many people that they've run into, and too many people have done the bait and switch on them. The bait and switch where everyone is showing their mask, their representative. Everyone is doing the love bombing. Everyone is trying to put their best foot forward and pretend to be something that they're not, or pretend to be as perfect as they can be. And then sooner or later, that's a lot of hard work to keep up that mask. Sooner or later it's going to slip, and when it slips, the person feels that, hey, they've been lied to, they've been bamboozled, they've been run amok, okay? And whether it's like they feel bamboozled in terms of a person's personality, in terms of a person's promises and what they were claiming that they were going to bring to the table, or maybe in terms of a person's personality, they may have said, yeah, I like everything that you like, and I feel like we're going to make a good team because we have the same values, we have the same goals. Come to find out 3 months, 6 months, or a year down the line, this person was just lying. They were just trying to get in where they fit in because they was just trying to get something out of that person. So who is giving that? Whoever the person is, their one, they've been through a lot of hit and misses. They've been through a lot of, people switching up on them. It's also given that they've been through a lot of people, dear one, that they say one thing and do another. They're deceptive, and this person is finding that no matter how he or she has good intentions, it's like people always try to approach them, and it's all about, at the end of the day, what they can get out of that person. It's like they realize that this person don't really want me for me. They just want me for what I got. They just want me because, how I look, or they want me because of my money or what I do for a living. They want me because they're trying to get clout off of me, or they want me because they know I'm a hard worker, and they just want to sit on their ass and want me to take care of them, and they don't want to pull their weight, or, whatever the case may be. This person, dear one, they feel as though, damn, does love really exist? Because I hear about it, I hear songs about it, I hear people speaking about it. Some of them, dear one, they could be like, hell, I sing about it, but that's for somebody. I sing about it, but is it really real? Okay, so this person, dear one, they feel as though in this present timeline, in this, in this season, because of what they've gone through, and because of the type of people that has approached them, because of the type of interactions and connections that they've gotten into, they feel let down, they feel bamboozled. And it also doesn't help, dear one, that for this particular energy that I'm picking up on, dear one, they have watched their parents, they have watched their grandparents go through some very hard times, where, to them, it's like they sent the signal when they were growing up and watching adults around them that love was hard. Love was a struggle. Love was all about compromise and not really getting what you wanted, but always over giving and giving to other people, and hoping that in the midst of that you can get a little bit of something that you want. But don't trick yourself, don't deceive yourself, because really all of the examples of love that this person has seen has been about struggle, it's been about hardship, it's been about compromise, too much compromise, and not enough where both parties are happy. It's like one party is cool and the other one is suffering, but it's never, whoever this person is, dear one, that's jaded, they've never seen the type of love around them where two people can be happy at the same time. They've only seen love and relationships where one person is the sacrificial lamb and the other person is getting over, okay? Or one person is bending over backwards, and one person is the giver, and the other person is the taker. Okay, I'm hearing there's two types of people in this world. There's givers and takers. Okay, this person, whomever this energy is, dear one, they might say that a lot. Okay, and it's like they're jaded because they feel like whatever type of love situation that they find themselves in, even in the beginning stages, that if soon fizzles out before it goes anywhere, because they're always ending up with a person that is doing the bait and switch on them. But when they're looking at you, dear one, it's like they're raising their eyebrow. It's like they're leaning in and they're saying to themselves, I wonder, is this person any different than all the other people I've run into, all the other type of connections I've had, Am I just thinking about this person just because, I see them as different and I see them as someone that I've never been with before, so that intrigues me. But I wonder, would this be the same situation where, after the after the newness is gone, would this be the same type of shit that I'm dealing with that I've dealt with before? Okay. So it's like this person, dear one, it's almost like in a subconscious way, on a subconscious level, dear one, they're looking at you like they have this subconscious hope that you can save them and make them believe in love again. They're hoping, beyond hope, that you're different, okay? Because to them, you're showing up different, you're sounding different, you're looking different, you're something like they've never had before. And they're wondering that maybe, just maybe, you can be an example that true love, real love really exists. And then they go back and forth between, collective, they just like everybody else. The only reason why I'm feeling this way is because, hey, they caught my eye, or, they not like nothing I've ever had before. So I'm intrigued. But hell, they probably the same just like everybody else. Love is an illusion, black love, white love, Hispanic love, Asian love, all of it is an illusion, fuck love. Okay. So is this person, dear one, is giving that. And the weekend vibes is that this person they're having like some type of tug of war, some type of mental conflict back and forth with themselves, dear one, concerning you. And subconsciously, they're hoping that you are the one example that they have come across where you're really real in terms of showing him or showing her that real love, true love really does exist, because they truly want to believe in love again. See, they talking all of that shit, fuck love, I don't want to be love, that love don't exist, they all the same, these women all the same, these men all the same. It's giving this person has listened to too much red pill. They've listened to, they went all the way on the other side of YouTube, okay? They went all the way on the other side of Spotify, and they've been listening to the wrong type of podcast. And this has made their outlook on life and their outlook on love a little bit more jaded and a little bit more dark than it has to be. And they're kind of depressed, but they're off about it at the same time. And it's like, throughout all of that, dear one, is like you are representing this tiny little beacon of light of maybe, you can prove them wrong, that they can actually believe in love again because it exists and because you're the representation of what true love is, okay? So dear one, over the weekend, okay, the weekend vibes is given that there's someone that is very, very jaded about love and they've almost given up on it. But when they look at you, dear one, it's like, they want to have hope, but they're afraid. They're afraid to be wrong. It's like they don't want that other, that angel and that devil on their shoulders. They don't want the devil to say, I told you so. I told you ain't no such thing as love. I told you this person you looking at, what you looking at them for? They ain't no different than the other motherfuckers you been with. Why you looking at them? And then, is the angel on the other shoulder that's like, yeah, that person's different. You haven't had everybody in the world. You just been around the wrong people. You just haven't been open enough, okay? You haven't met, a real honest person because you yourself haven't been real and honest. And it's given like this person is having, come through spirit, it's given like this person is having some type of tug of war with himself, And, the angel on one side, y'all remember watching those cartoons, and then they have the angel on one side and the devil on the other, and they both trying to talk in the person's ear and make up his mind, is giving that, dear one, for this person. The angel is saying, this person you're looking at, collective, yeah, they are different. They're not like the other people that you've ever approached, okay? Because they are authentic, because they're honest, okay? The people that you've met, they haven't been authentic, they haven't been honest because you yourself haven't been. They've been hiding aspects of themselves because you yourself have been hiding. But when you show up on the real, and show people who you truly are, then you're going to meet people that's true and real just like you. And then you won't have to be jaded. You can believe in love again because you know you're going to be exuding and representing love instead of showing your representative. So it's giving, dear one, that this person, you know, they want to blame everyone else in terms of how they showed up, you know, as far as, you know, a love connection. But they failed to realize that, you know, you attracted deception because you were being deceptive yourself. Whether that be because you may have felt, you know, not up to par, you may have felt a little intimidated, you may have felt a little threatened or insecure, whatever the case may be. The bottom line, dear one, is that that person that, or those people that you have met up to now, to the point where you're now jaded, they were simply just mirroring back to you what you were showing to them and what you were showing to the world. That you were cloaking yourself, that you weren't being authentic and honest in terms of who you are and what you want. And that's what you mirrored back to you. So it's almost like part of them, dear one, they're trying to project onto you that you're like other people. You're like the other women. You're like the other men that they've been with. But you're different, dear one. But they'll never know that because, you know, this type of person, dear one, spirit would not even allow them to get into your vicinity unless their mind was right, unless they could come to you correct, okay? They're not going to get an opportunity to use you like a test bunny and see, you know, is this person really real? Is love really real? Am I really ready to evolve and mature and really know that true love exists? And then, you know, step up to the plate and, you know, play my role and do that so that I can get love and receive love. Until this person come through, spirit, until this person is ready to be honest and real with themselves, whoever they are. Spirit is saying, you know, someone like you, they'll never get the opportunity to step to or approach, okay? And, you know, they'll just have to look at you from afar and work on the fact that, you know, they got to work on their jadedness. They got to work on the fact that, you know, part of them doesn't believe in love and part of them is hurt and scorned and their ego is hurt and bruised. They've been rejected one too many times. They've been let down one too many times. They've seen a lot. They've done a lot. And they just got to realize, dear one, that, you know, they can't project all of that onto, you know, a person like you that they've never met. They have to get to know you for who you are and not judge you based on their past experiences, okay? So it's given over the weekend, dear one. The weekend vibes is that someone where it concerns you, they're going to continue to go back and forth and have this power struggle in terms of, are you any different than those that I've already met now, you know? And this is whether this person is currently single. Is giving, for the most part, dear one, the energy, the vibe is that this person, they could talk to certain people, you know, but as far as having a deep connection, no, they not in no connection with nobody. And this is why they're looking at you. It's like they will only take it to a superficial level, even if a superficial level is that they're sleeping with somebody else, but they'll never give this person their mind. They'll never give the person that they're with currently, they'll never give that person their heart, okay? This could be that they're, you know, going back and forth or whatever with a baby mother or a baby father or, you know, somebody on the side, somebody that they know, somebody that, you know, we just friends with benefits, but it's nothing like that because this person's heart, dear one, is so closed down. But deep down inside, they want something more, dear one. And, you know, that's where you come in. So heavy vibes this weekend, they're going to be thinking about you and wondering if you're different. It's almost like this person wants you to rescue them and make them believe in love again. Okay, it's giving that. But this person has to do a lot of work. They got a lot of shadow work to do, okay? And they got to be honest with themselves. They got to look at themselves in the mirror, okay? Just heard that old school song. I'm looking, what is it? I'm stopping with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm somehow to change his ways. Come through, spirit, old school. That's MJ. Y'all know I be jacking up songs. Okay, that was the remix. Come through, spirit. All right, so you guys, let's get a little bit more tea, okay? What's the weekend vibes for you or around you this weekend, okay? As far as the love edition is concerned, okay? Horses, okay, very beautiful. Thank you, dear one, okay? Thank you, spirit, shall I say. This particular vibe, this weekend vibe, dear one, is giving that there is someone around you. This person could be like an equestrian. This person could live in a rural area, you know, where, you know, they see more land and they see more animals than they deal with people, or, you know, they're not in a big city. Is giving they live like, you know, back in the cut or something like that. Dear one, this is the type of person that is going to be thinking about you heavily over the weekend, okay? This person, for some of you guys, you may have dated this person before, but before you dated them, they didn't have the type of things that they have now. I'm hearing that this person, their whole lifestyle, their whole outlook on life, and the material things that they have in their life is totally different. This could have been the type of person, dear one, where they were really into fast cars, material things, and everything fast, quick, and stuff like that. But now this person, dear one, in their current season, it's like they want to slow down. So this person has really spent a lot of time out in nature. They may have really changed over their spirituality, okay? They may be more into, meditation. They could be more into, crystals and, witchery and things of that nature, okay? It's giving that. And it's giving, dear one, that this person is like, because their life has changed over so much, they see you as someone that's already on that level. Like, it's giving that up until now, this person could have been dealing with people that were, very, very superficial. I'm hearing like, what's that word, spirit? Like, whore on the other side, but what is the word, spirit? People that's really into fashion, they're really into name brands. Thank you, spirit. It's really given that the people that they used to date were like name brand whores, okay? Like they had no substance to them on the inside. It was all about they were a pretty package, they were a pretty face. They were very, very high maintenance. You had to take care of them, but they were always willing to receive, but never willing to, put in anything. This is the type of person that they won't do anything. They wouldn't lift a finger because they were too busy about breaking a nail, or they were too busy about, a selfie and this and that. It's giving that. So whoever this person is, dear one, that is thinking about you guys, will be thinking about you guys heavily over the weekend. This is someone, dear one, that has totally changed their lifestyle. Now, I'm hearing from spirit, they still have money, they still have stability, they still have resources, but their outlook on life and the things that, used to, intrigue them, that they used to be into, they're not into anymore. Okay, they're not into that whole keeping up with the Joneses. They're not into that heavy competition. Look at what I got. They're into, I've worked hard, I've acquired some things, but I'm in a season of my life now where the things that I used to like, I don't like anymore. I don't want the fast-paced life. I want to slow down. And now I have the means and I have the resources to do it. So this could be a person, dear one, that could have gone from, clubbing a lot and hanging out and being seen, and I'm hearing lights, camera, action. So now being the type of person, dear one, they just want to chill, and be in nature, go horseback riding, do the ATV, spend some quiet, intimate time at a cabin on the weekend. It's giving that, dear one. And they're looking at you. This could be someone, dear one, that is watching you back in the cut. They could be watching you online. And it's like, they're thinking about, this looked like the type of person that I could really, really vibe with. I could really get along with. They wouldn't be worried about, getting their hair wet or breaking a nail. This could be the type of person, dear one, I feel like, they could roll with me and love nature, I could teach them how to hike, we can go on nature walks, we can go on, soothing canoe rides, we can go horseback riding, This would be the type of person, dear one, they wouldn't be opposed to, seeing my house. I have a farmhouse, I have a ranch, I have chickens, I have horses. Okay, it's giving that, dear one, is giving that this person is someone that is very different, unlike the what you may be used to. But this person feels as though, dear one, you could definitely get along very well in their new world that they have made for themselves. They could already have pegged you, dear one, whomever you are, whether you are divine feminine or divine masculine. They could have already pegged you to be someone that is a nature lover and you love animals. You could have talked about that before. They might know this about you. They may have also seen it on your social media. And so this person is like, yeah, I would just love to introduce this person to my style of life where, compared to how I used to be, this is considered a slow life, but I still know how to have fun. I still know how to enjoy the fruits of my labor, and they're looking at you like, dear one, you would make a perfect match to their new life, okay? And this person, whomever they are, they either really, really love horses, they go horseback riding a lot. For one particular energy, dear one, this person not only loves horses, but they own horses. Come through, spirit. That's beautiful, okay? And for others of you guys, dear one, this is the type of person where they would love to create this type of, rural country, back in the cut, cottage core lifestyle. We got our chickens, we got our goats, we got our horses. We living very nicely. We're living very comfortably, but we're also living close to the land organically and naturally. And it's a vibe, okay? Yeah, whoever this person is, dear one, they're going to be thinking heavily about you guys this weekend, okay? It's the weekend vibe, okay? Yeah. One particular person, dear one, they could have a background of training horses. One particular energy I'm picking up on, this person can be from Canada. I'm seeing the vision. Spirit is literally showing me the vision of this is a person, dear one. He's very handsome. Okay, let me not say that too loud because hubby might be listening. But this particular person, dear one, he's very attractive. Okay, nice build, very humble, very quiet, laid back person. I'm hearing like quiet masculinity. They're not all about all that rah-rah. But if you step to them wrong, okay, you gonna get your ass handed to you. But it's giving, I'm cool, but don't start none, won't be none. It's giving that type of vibe, okay? This person, dear one, for one particular energy, this person is looking at you. This is someone, dear one, that works around horses. I'm literally seeing someone that has a horse's leg between his legs, and he has some type of tool, and he's trying to scrape off a shoe or shave down the horse's hooves or something like that. He does that for a living, okay? This is for one person, dear one. This person could be looking at you for one particular person, and that's my collective. They got their eye on you, whoever you are, and they feel as though you would definitely fit into their world because they already know that, you love animals, okay? Yeah, that's for somebody, okay? All right, then the next message we have, you guys, is I want to hide you and show you off at the same time, okay? So whoever this person is, dear one, this is someone that is going to be thinking about you guys heavily over the weekend. And it's almost as if, already they got this type of possessive type of feeling towards you where it's like, it's giving, I want you all to myself, but I also want you to be, out there just a little bit for people to see what I got and to, be kind of jealous of, what I got on my arm or, what I'm working with, okay, what I was able to pull, okay, it's giving that, okay. So it's like whoever this person is, dear one, this is giving someone that, they could definitely be in the public eye or, they could be well known in their community. This could be a person, dear one, they're holding some type of power position. And it's like the type of woman or the type of partner that they have, they choose them very selectively because they know that in some way, shape, or form, whoever they're with is going to also be important in terms of how people perceive them. It's like, whoever I'm with is an extension of me. So they're going to also play a role in how society or the public sees me. They're going to play a role in how people look at me in terms of me being a credible person, This is giving someone that's in a leadership position. And so whoever they have on their arm, they got to be on their A game, just like this person, dear one, is on their A game, okay? It's also giving, dear one, that whoever this person is, whoever's energy I'm tapping into, this person, now they could be in a relationship right now if they wanted to. But for whatever reason, dear one, they have decided to kind of chill on that for a minute. They're in a stage of just, observing. They're in a stage of just, what's out there. They want the highest quality. I'm hearing top tier. They want something that's top tier, okay? But they're really ready to settle down. But they want someone, dear one, that they would consider to be, in their mind, in their eye, the total package for them. Someone that can easily and smoothly fit into their world, okay? Into their lifestyle. Even if, you're not there now, they're looking at someone to say, this person, I see that they could be very adaptable. I see that they could learn fast. I see that they could be very comfortable with what I can introduce them to, my world, okay? I think that it wouldn't be that, that much of a difference where they would feel awkward and uncomfortable. So it's giving, dear one, come through spirit, whoever this energy is that is checking you guys out, is giving that this person, dear one, they're already in the spotlight. And they know what comes with that. And so part of them is like, yeah, I'm really checking out this person. I'm really vibing with this person. I'm really thinking that, ooh, you know, if I or when I decide to get up the nerve and step to this person, before I do that, I want to make sure that this person can be comfortable in my world, because, how I live and what I do and the people that I'm around is different. I know that this is the type of world that this person's never been in, but I still think that they can fit in. I still think that, I can introduce them to certain things slowly and to the point where they will become comfortable. So it's giving, like, dear one, whoever this person is, like, they're in the public eye. They're used to having people in their face. They're used to, having a lot of people say something about them or talk shit about them. Or they're used to being, on social media, They're used to, being on camera. Okay, I'm hearing lights, camera, action. They're used to being in the spotlight. And you yourself, dear one, they could be looking at you and you're the exact opposite. You're an introvert. You don't like crowds. You don't like people, some of y'all. You prefer to be around animals more than people. People get on your goddamn nerves. Come through, spirit, okay? Yeah, you could be the type of person, dear one, where you're like, nah, you go out there, do your thing, and yada, yada. I like to just stay back and chill. You could be the type of person, dear one, where, you just like to kind of be off the grid. You don't want to be all up in people's faces. You don't want people all up in your face. But whoever this person is, dear one, he's like, I really, really like this person, but I don't want to feel rejected. I don't want to get up the nerve and build up certain things and get ready to approach this person, all for them to turn me down, because they may not like me, but they don't like, the world that I belong to. They don't like what all that comes with me, Whoever this person is, they're one, they recognize that, they may come with a package. They may come with a lot of things, okay? Yeah, they may come with, they got a lot of groupies looking at them. They may have a lot of haters. They may have a lot of people gunning for them. They may have a lot of people competing with them. They could have some exes, dear one, that's still lurking in the bushes. And, the exes so far, they watching, but they ain't presented no threat, because they see that this person come through spirit, whoever they are, they're single, okay? So they like, yeah, I ain't got to show my ass yet, because I'm watching your ass. I'm watching you on X. I'm watching you on Insta. I'm watching your ass on Twitch. Now, don't make me itch and go off. I don't see nobody around you, in the cut with you just yet. So, I ain't going to pop out and show my crazy, okay? I'm just going to just keep watching. I got my eye on your ass. So it's giving that, dear one, this person, come through spirit, whoever they are, their life could be complicated because of who they are, and because a lot of people may be clawing for them. A lot of people may want them. This could be the type of person, dear one, where it's like, a lot of people may assume that, hey, they can have whatever they want, and, dating and choosing someone could be easy peasy because, they have status and they have this and they have that. But it's giving that this person is like, hey, all that glitters is not gold. It's even more difficult for someone like me to get to meet someone that's genuine, simply because I am in the spotlight. Because I always got to wonder at the back of my head, do this person really like me, or do they just like what I got, okay? Do they really want to be with me, or do they just want to be in my world because they want to flex, because they want me to, they want me to hook them up. They want me to, pull them up, okay? It's giving that, dear one. So whoever this person is, dear one, they're looking at you and they like, this person, they're giving that. They're very different from me, and I like that. They're not a part of my current world, and I like that, because I feel as though, I can show them things. We can travel to places they probably never been to before. I can introduce them to people and places and things that they've never ever been introduced to before. And I could just really enjoy myself looking at them through their eyes of, the first time exploring this, or the first time going through that. Whoever this person is, dear one, is giving that, they really want to share their life. Everything that they've worked for. They want to introduce you into their world, but they want you to be comfortable. But there's part of them, dear one, they feel they're a little bit afraid, I'm hearing from spirit, that because your worlds are so different, or because you may be definitely an introvert and they're definitely an extrovert, Or, you know, you could be an ambivert, but there's certain things that, you know, you'd be like, oh, nah, that make me uncomfortable. Oh, nah, you got too many people clawing for you. Oh, nah, you know, this is too much traveling. You know, I'm a homebody. Oh, nah, this is too much. What we got to do? What? We got to go where? Nah, we got to go to this event. We got to go to that gala. Oh, nah, I'm not into that. So it's giving that, you know, this person is looking at you, dear one, and they're like, you know, is it that they don't like the lifestyle just because of the lifestyle period? Or would it be that they don't like the lifestyle at first, but because I am a part of that lifestyle and I'm trying to get to know them, that they would literally give me a chance and be willing to be comfortable and to just take it step by step to get comfortable into this world, into this lifestyle that I'm living, that I want them to be a part of. So it's given, yeah, they definitely want to, part of them wants to protect you. They would be worried about protecting you and hiding you to make you comfortable so that you wouldn't be under attack, like they're constantly under attack. Because, you know, people, dear one, that's in a public eye, people that's popped out, people that have a lot to lose, people that's in a power position, dear one, they always have people gunning for them. That comes with the territory. But, you know, this particular person, dear one, whomever they are, they're used to it. This is their life. For some of them, dear one, this is all they know. But, you know, this is not all that you know. You're not a part of that world. And they're wondering, wow, would this person, would collective accept me because of the world that I'm in? Or would she, you know, would she or he just totally blow me off because they not with the world that I live. They not with the shit I'm with. Okay? So it's given that, dear one. This is cute. So over the weekend, you got someone, dear one, that's heavily thinking about how would you fit into their world, okay? Would you be comfortable? What are some things that they would be able to do to make you comfortable, okay? Do you just totally hate? Is giving, you know, this person could be in the industry and they know that you could perhaps be anti-industry, and it's like breaking their heart because they're like, damn, you know, I really feel like, you know, me and this person, you know, we could vibe, but shit, they don't like what I'm into. They don't like people like me. I feel like they would reject me. But then there's another part that's like, well, you know, I'll never know unless I try. You know, I gotta try. So again, it's giving this back and forth. This person's having like a mental struggle with him or herself and wanting to approach you and wondering if whether or not they would be shot down because, you know, they are in a world that you currently may not be into or may not be a part of. And so they think that just, you know, on the strength of that, you would automatically reject them because you don't want all of that extra. I'm hearing you don't want all of that extra in your life. Okay. Yeah, it's giving that, dear one. Very interesting, okay? I'm going to pull a couple more cards, you guys, okay? And then I'm going to turn it loose, okay? And say hi to some of you guys in the chat, okay? Hope that you guys are doing well, okay? Also want to remind you guys that personal readings are still currently available. So if you guys would like to get a personal reading, all you have to do is email your girl at WizdomandSage@gmail.com, okay? That's WIZDOM and sage@gmail.com. And then write personal reading in the subject line to get the party started. And then I also, you guys, I do personal love readings as well too, okay? I do the shadow work. That's my expertise, okay? That's the realm that I'm called to be in, okay? Where we pull janky, low vibrational motherfuckers out the ether, and I give you guys a heads up in terms of what's going on around you so you guys can stay 100 steps ahead, okay? Because for those of you guys who are part of my collective, okay, and you're high vibrational, you're that earth angel, you always have people gunning for you just because of who you are, whose you are, and what you're working with. So I specialize in those type of readings because I got to hip y'all to the game, okay? Watch over there, gang stalking, watch over there, harassment, watch over there, janky toxic ass mother, watch over there, mud duck ass ex, watch over there. But you know, I also do love readings as well. All right, yeah, because we're very multi-dimensional, multifaceted beings, okay? So that's for somebody, okay? If you guys want to get a personal reading, I do love readings as well. And I can get deep into the shit in the love just like I can get deep into the shit on the other side, okay? Yeah. That's a heads up for you, okay? If you guys wanted to know that, okay? Just to let you know, all right? All right, y'all. So let's do just a few more messages for you guys, okay? Energy check-in, okay? What's the weekend vibes for you and around you? The love edition, okay? I see the hearts. Thank you, whoever that is. I appreciate the love. I send it right back, okay? Thank you, okay? All right, so let's see what we have here, you guys. Okay, this one says, this is kind of pigging off the last stream, you guys. I pulled out 3 cards. I guess I'm going to take them. Spirit want me to take them, but I'll just do one at a time. So I'll put these right here, okay? So this one says, do you want me or my money, though? Okay? Do you want me or my money, though? So this is someone, dear one, whomever this person is, whether you have met this person, you've already known and been introduced to this person, or whether this person is coming down a future timeline. It's like, dear one, this person is checking you out and they're wondering, they're thinking to themselves, do you really want him or her for who they are, or do you just want their money? So, dear one, this is very interesting. I want you guys to know, particularly for those of you guys who are single, a lot of this energy is coming through that whoever you are, dear one, Spirit is like, you guys can pull. You have the energy to pull people who are top tier. You need to know that. Because maybe perhaps for quite some time, maybe because of your location, maybe because of, past traumas and situations, you guys may have been attracting a lot of mud ducks, okay? A lot of gutter rats, a lot of people that was not on your level, and it really made you jaded. Like, this is bullshit. Is this all that love has to offer? But I'm hearing from Spirit, no, dear one, that's not all that love has to answer. A lot of you guys have cleared out, karmic cycles. You guys have cleared out a lot of toxic negative energy that, was residual energy from a past timeline. And you guys have walked into a new timeline. So as you're in the new, you're going to attract new. And for a lot of you guys, that new is top tier. A different caliber, a different quality of men, a different caliber, a different quality of women, the likes of which you have never run into before. You're in a new timeline now, so this is unfamiliar territory. But Spirit wants a lot of you guys to know that regardless of the fact that, you may have got caught up with quite a few karmics, you always, dear one, has had the energy where you could pull top tier, high caliber energy to you. And you've always had people, dear one, back in the cut come through Spirit, whether they were courageous enough to step to you, or whether they were from a distance and they couldn't get next to you, bars, okay, or whatever the situation may be. You have always had people that either have noticed you, looked at you, thought about you, found you attractive, or wanted to step to you, whether they did or not, dear one, that represent people from, a top tier caliber, a higher echelon, a different caliber, people that match your vibe, and also people that's higher that would be willing to bring you up into their world. Spirit wants you guys to know that, because this is the type of energy that is exuding. This is the type of energy that you guys are in now. So whoever this person is, dear one, again, you could have never met this person yet, but you're about to for some of you guys, okay? They're on your radar. And they're coming towards you at a city near you, like the latest goddamn movie. Okay, come through Spirit. And for others of you guys, dear one, this person is like watching you online. Okay, they may not have access to you, up close and personal in the 3D. Okay, you could live on one side of the world, they could live on the other side, but the gap is being bridged by the internet. Okay, well, whoever this person is, dear one, this is someone that they're very well off, okay? They are, I'm hearing, established, okay? Established, they own things, okay? Equity, they are homeowners. They are homeowners and or landowners, okay? Yeah, they have assets. They have vehicles that are already paid off, and then they also have toys, okay? They have toys that, rich boy, rich girl toys, okay? They either have access to, private jets, or they have one. They either have access to family boats, private boats, or they have one, okay? Yeah, they either have access to, people that can give them tickets to, any concert, any sports game, front row seats, or up there in the, what's that section where the glass is glassed off and they serving you, hors d'oeuvres and caviar and drinks and this and that, and you got this bird's eye view of what's going on down there, okay? Yeah, but you know, you're not among the crowd, okay? You're above the crowd, but you're still there. It's giving that, dear one. It's, you guys are pulling that type of energy. You guys have people like that that are watching you guys now. But whoever this person is, dear one, they're looking at you and they're like, does this person, if I ever gave this person a chance, or if I step to this person, or for some of you guys, you have already met this type of person, okay? Apply the situation where it fits. A lot of you guys are on different timelines. And also, you know, I read for a lot of different energies, okay? From Tom the CEO all the way down to Paw the janitor and everyone in between. So somewhere you in there, you in the house, okay? Now, whoever you are, dear one, there's a person, come through spirit, that wants to know when they look at you, dear one, this is going to be the vibe over. They're going to be thinking about you heavily and wondering, you know, do you want them or do you want their money though? You know, can you separate them from the lifestyle? Can you separate them from the material possessions, the assets, the acquisitions that they have acquired, from the contracts, from the merch, from the brands, from the this and the that, from all of that? Can you separate them and distinguish between you like them for who they are, mind, body, and soul, good, bad, and ugly, quirks, strengths, and weaknesses, all of this and all of that? Or do you just, you know, are you just fascinated by, you know, the glitz and the glamour, the lights, the camera, the action, you know, the clout, the status, the, you know, the fact that, you know, they pulling a lot of weight, okay? I'm hearing get your weight up. Whoever this person is, dear one, the weight is already up, okay? This is someone, dear one, that's looking at you, okay? And they're wondering, you know, are you the type of person where, you know, you're not superficial, that you can go beyond what's on the surface and really judge a person and see a person and give a person a chance based on, you know, where their heart is and not where their wallet is? For whoever this person is, dear one, I'm hearing from spirit, you know, this next go around, when they get up the nerve or the courage to step to you, I'm hearing you have to be very perceptive, because this person, they're not going to show you their hand. They're not going to show you everything that they got. This person may pose as someone that's living just a, you know, a normie, extra, you know, just a ordinary life, you know, nothing really fancy. Okay. They may purposely dress down. Is giving that. They may purposely drive like, you know, I don't know, give me a car, y'all. They might purposely drive, you know, an economical car, you know, a sensible car. They might economically drive, you know, a Honda or, you know, a Toyota, or they could drive like an old truck. You know, the truck where you start it up and it's like, and you like, what the hell is this? I'm hearing from spirit, whoever this person is, dear one, they're going to deliberately do that because they want to know where your heart is. They want to know where your mind is. They want to know, are you going to be willing to get to know them for who they are, their personality, the fact that they're compassionate, the fact that, you know, you guys will have a vibe, a connection, you know, because they feel as though if they were to approach you as who they are and show what they got, it would kind of skew how you feel about them. And they feel as though that would be to their disadvantage, because this is the type of person, dear one, they're tired of meeting people that they always have to ask in the back of their head, does this person really, are they really into me, or do they just want what I got? Okay. So this time around, dear one, it's like this person's trying to play it smart. So they're literally going to test you without letting you know. They're going to, you know, approach you, but they're not going to be wearing the tailored suits. Nah, they're not going to be wearing the tailored suits and the cufflinks. They're not going to be wearing, you know, $300, $400, $1,000 gym shoes and sneaks. They're not going to do that, okay? Yeah, they not going to wear that $10,000 bracelet that's on their left arm. They ain't going to do that, okay? Yeah, they might take out that earring and they left or right ear. That's, you know, that's like 4 or 5 mortgage payments, you know, for the average person. They gonna take that out their ear. It's like they're gonna come through spirit. They're gonna do something that they're gonna really dress themselves down and just try to appear as like, you know, a regular average Joe, you know, in the neighborhood that just happen to be coming back from a business trip, and they see you, they want to ask you out, they want to get to know you, or however they do it. But they're going to come across, dear one, as very humble, very, very normal. Like you'll see this person as like, oh, okay, this is a cool, you know, laid back person. They're listen, the hygiene on point. They smell good as fuck, but they coming in, just a laid back kind of, regular guy. This is someone that, hey, they're holding a really nice conversation. I like to get to know them and see where it's going. And you have no idea that whoever that mofo is, he probably can, own that whole damn restaurant that he about to take you to, okay? Or for some of y'all, he own it. That's for somebody, okay? Yeah. But they want to get to know you on an intimate level without all the frills and the thrills and the glittery stuff, okay? They want to just see, can you just vibe with me without even knowing what I do for a living? Without even knowing, how much money I make, without even knowing that on the other side of the world, over in Europe or over in the UK or, over in France, okay, I'm a baller. I do this, I do that. I own these chains of hotels. I do this, I do that. And, just because, my face is not in the public and you don't see me on social media, I have a better chance of really getting to know you and really allowing you the opportunity to get to know me without knowing what I got. You get to know me for me before you get to know about my material possessions and what I come with. It's giving that, dear one. This person wants to know, are you the type of person that you would want them for their money, or would you just, want them for who they are? Yeah, it's giving that, okay? Next message we have, you guys, God is preparing me for you, okay? This is giving, dear one, this could be someone that y'all had some connection back in the day. For some of you guys, this could be an ex. For others of you guys, this could be someone, dear one, where, you may have just friend zoned this person and never really got off the ground, okay? You went your way, they went their way, whatever, and the timing wasn't just right, okay? I'm hearing it wasn't the right time and the person wasn't ready, okay? They wasn't ready for you, or perhaps you wasn't ready for them, okay? But now, dear one, this person feels as though, they have worked on themselves, they have matured. I'm hearing from Spirit, they have ascended, they really know what they want now because they've gone through a lot of situations where, based on what they've gone through, they know what they don't want, okay? They also have, really been honest with themselves in terms of, each relationship that didn't work out, what was the part that they played in that relationship. And so now it's giving, dear one, that they're coming back around and they're looking at you and they're like, you was always the type of person that I'm now ready for. But back in the day, I wasn't ready because I was immature, because I still wanted to play around. I was still on that play. And, you matured faster than me. And at that time, I couldn't keep up. I couldn't catch up. And also at that time, I just didn't want to. At that time, I wasn't thinking about a future. I was just thinking about thugging and mugging in these streets, okay? Or at this time, if this is a lady, I wasn't thinking about settling down and being a mommy, being a family woman. Hell, I just wanted to, pop that thing. I'm young. I was, I'm trying to have a hot girl summers. Hey, It's giving that, dear one, whomever this person is. But now, dear one, they're looking at you and they're like, you're the person that I was supposed to be with. You're the person that I should have always been with, but I wasn't quite ready to be with you at that time, but I'm ready now. And so this person, dear one, as they're watching you, they're going to be watching you, heavily thinking about you guys over the weekend. It's the weekend vibes. And it's giving that, they have this attitude that, they're ready for you now because God has worked on them. They have gone through some type of dark night of the soul. This is giving, a player that got his heart broken and now, they know what it feels like. So now that they know what it feels like, dear one, they can be a little bit empathic, a little bit more compassionate, and a little bit more regretful of how they treated your ass, because now they see that, it don't feel so good, when the shoe on the other foot and, you getting played. It don't feel so good when you catching feelings, but the other person ain't catching them like you catching them. So whoever this person is, dear one, is given that, life has really, beat them down. Life has handed their ass to them. It has really, shown them that, this is your season of fucking around and finding out. And now this person, they kind of understand where you were coming from. This has really humbled this person. Their recent relationships that they have had, I'm hearing very toxic individuals, okay? This person has really gotten his feelings hurt, his heart broken to the core. They know how it feels, okay? But now dear one, to, get back up again and do right. And they feel as though, all of the hell, all of the heartache, all of the, some of the things they went through, dear one, that they will take to the grave with them, that they will never tell a soul. They feel as though the thing that, spirit took them through, their ancestors dragged their ass and took them through certain hard lessons that they had to learn from firsthand experience. They feel as though now they have learned that. So they ready for you now because they wasn't ready for you then. And now they feel, dear one, that, God, spirit, the universe is continuing to prepare him or her for you, dear one. So it's like, they have this hope that even if you're in a relationship, they're hoping that maybe by the time, that the stars align and they get it together, maybe, you won't be in that relationship anymore. Or if you're single, maybe you'll still be single when they get the green light from spirit, or when they get the green light from ancestors to go and, make their move, okay? Come back around, okay? That's for somebody. That's what I'm hearing from spirit, okay? So they're going to be thinking about this, dear one, heavily over the weekend, okay? Yeah. And then the last message, dear one, we have, it's like, what does it say? I've seen a lot, done a lot. Please don't judge me. Oh, okay. Come through, spirit. So this last message we have, dear one, this is someone, dear one, that is watching you, and they feel as though, you guys' lifestyles and your past is totally different. You could be the type of person, dear one, where according to this person, you could have always been on the straight and narrow. You could have always been, I'm hearing, a goody, okay? You could have always been, that like that type of church girl, or that quiet person, or that quiet guy, that's very laid back and demure. You've never been out in the streets. You've never been into the rah-rah and this and that. You've never been at the clubs making it rain, okay? Yeah, you never been sliding your credit card through cheeks of somebody's ass, okay? You ain't never been that person, And, this person, dear one, they feel as though they're the exact opposite. They grew up fast. I'm hearing they jumped off the porch early, okay? But they hope, dear one, that, just because, their past is so different from yours, they grew up fast, they've seen a lot, they've done a lot. They're hoping, dear one, that, you wouldn't use that against them. That they will still have an opportunity with you. They will still have a chance to bond with you. They will still be able to tell you the deep recesses of their mind and not feel judged, okay? So it's giving, this person, whether they be, a male or a female, and when it comes to intimacy, been around the world and yeah, they've been around, okay? Yeah, or Tupac, I get around. Yeah, they've been around, they've been there, okay? They've been up, they've been down, they've been all the motherfucking way around, okay? Yeah, it's giving that, dear one. But, dear one, they're hoping that, you won't judge them too harshly for this, okay? And that, you would still be willing to get to know them, and that, you guys would find that if you get it, if you, not be judgmental and you give this person a chance, you will truly see that despite the fact that you all have differences in upbringing, differences in terms of your past, that you still really do have a lot of things in common, that you guys will still be able to vibe together because, your goals and his goals, or your goals and her goals, or however it is on the same page now, whereas before it was totally different. It's like, it's giving that this person, they went all the way around the world, all the way around the bushes, and did some of this, did some of that, forks in the road, dot, 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 dot. But now they have come back around, and they have ended up on the same lane, on the same path as you. Whereas you, dear one, you were totally different. Your lane stayed straight. It might have zagged or zigged maybe one or two times, but never to the point or to the degree of this other person. So while you were continuing to go straight, like dip, 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 this person was like round, 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 up, down, round, round, round. Hard and fast life, okay? I'm hearing living in a fast lane, driving fast cars. When you pimping through life, come through, spirit. That's Bilal, old school, yeah. Come through, spirit. So it's giving that while you guys are on, doing your little thing, ra-ta-ta, living my life like it's golden, golden. You just whistling and you just skip and doing your thing, but you stayed, you was on that straight and narrow, do. And this other dude, this other person, whomever they are, dear one, male or feminine, they was all over the goddamn place. And if you would have seen this person back in the day when they was doing their thing, you'd have been like, ew, God, what the fuck? What's wrong with this person? They too out there. Ugh. But now, dear one, this person that's going all with your way, this and that and that, seen a lot, done a lot, know a lot. Now they have somehow ended back on the same path as you. And, all of the stuff they've been through, it's like, been there, done that. I'm bored. I want to see something new, want to see something different because I am different, I want something better because I am better. And now, dear one, whomever you are, they see you as better. And they're hoping, dear one, that you won't hold their past against them, that you won't judge them, that regardless of the fact that you guys have very different pasts, they're hoping that you guys will have a similar future because you guys will be able to come together and see eye to eye. You have met at the same path, even though this person took a long way around to get there. And you was already on the path. But they're like, that's okay. I had to do some U-turns and some this and some that and some detours. But I'm here now. I'm ready. So it's giving, dear one, that this person, they think now that God is preparing them for you. They've had a total makeover in terms of their heart, in terms of their spirit, in terms of their goals and their values and their purpose, okay? Yeah. And they want to create some type of purpose, some type of path with you, okay? They're going to be thinking heavily about you guys over the weekend, okay? This is the weekend vibes, okay? And you guys, whoever you are that has always been on that narrow path, that straight and narrow, you you may have made one zig, one zag, but for the most part, you was on the same path, okay? You might be online in some way, shape, or form, doing something in the spotlight on your own level. Could have gotten a promotion. You're being seen for what you do, for your talent, gift, or skill. For some of you guys, you're being seen for your beauty, okay? I'm hearing late bloomer. And now, whoever you are, you have bloomed, boo. You have bloomed, girl. You have bloomed, guy. And, you got a lot of eyes on you. You got a lot of people that would want to be an option in your life, but they know that, you ain't even giving them a second look. But this particular person, dear one, they're hoping that, they get a chance. Can you look my way? I'm ready now. Can you see me? Can you give me a chance and not judge me? Can you? Huh? Please? Okay, it's given like, they just really, really want to be with you. Because in some way, shape, or form, dear one, they're noticing that you were always on the path that took them a long time to get to. And they hope that, you won't hold their past against them. It's given that, dear one. So that's kind of cute, okay? Now, it just depends on, what all they've been into. I mean, some of y'all, you got to have deal breakers, okay? So they've been in that fast life. Now, you might have to do a credit check for this one, okay? Well, what that credit do? Yeah, you might have to do a background check with this one, dear one. What you've been doing, you've been out there in that fast life, in that fast lane, pimping through life. Okay, well, what you been doing, bruh? I need to see some things now. I still got some deal breakers, okay? Yeah, okay, criminal. You didn't been to jail? Well, what you do? Because, certain things is just, to me, unforgivable. But if you did something just stupid, and, you made amends for that, well, let's see what you done did. For some of y'all, I don't know, you might have to do, a little background check and see about their exes, okay? How many crazy bitches or how many crazy motherfuckers do they really have that still dip back in the cut in them bushes there? That might cause a potential issue because, they was all up in that fast lane, living that fast life. And then they got some motherfuckers that still, in that world. And they like, yeah, we still want you. Where the hell you going? Yeah, y'all might have to do a little bit of research for some of y'all. Okay? But, free will, dear one, and it's up to you. For some of you guys, you already know who this person is because you've had some type of run-in with them before in terms of, it not working out and it not getting off the ground and they wasn't ready and you knew that. For some of y'all, it could be, you know, a baby mother or a baby father, you know, or so it could be somebody that y'all know. You know, you had to turn it loose because they wasn't ready, okay? But you know, dear one, they claim they ready now, okay? So, you know, apply the situation where it fits. Spirit says, you know who you are, you know where it fits with you, okay? All right, so dear one, that is the tea, okay? I'm gonna give you guys some signs, all right? Then I'm gonna say hi to the chat before I turn it loose, okay? All right, so here we go. Thank you, Spirit. For those of you guys where this message most resonates, you or they, dear one, could very well be a Pisces, Aries, Leo, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, and Scorpio. I'm also hearing Aries moon, Virgo rising, Sagittarius moon, Cancer rising, Taurus rising. Thank you, Spirit. That's all I'm hearing. Okay? Yeah. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, that's for you guys, okay? This is today's energy check-in, all right? The love edition. What's the weekend vibes for or around you this weekend, okay? I'm going to turn my head and see what's going on up in here, okay? Say hi to some of you guys in the chat. I'll say hi to maybe a couple of you guys, okay? And then, you know, I'll go back later on and read the comments of what you guys have said, okay? So let's see where we are with the time. Oh yeah, we've done enough. We've been in the ethers, okay? Hour and a half, so we good, okay? So we have Queen the Empress. Queen the Empress says, greeting, goddess. What's up, Queen? How are you, love? Happy Friday to you. I hope you're doing well. What's up, Cersei? Cersei says, Sage Squad. Yes, indeed. Cersei is a member of the Sage Squad. Yes, yes. Then we have Michael Cofield, K10, that is. Michael says, hi, Michael. How are you, sir? Okay. We got Terry Parker. She sent a jammin' for 200 jewels. Thank you, Terry Parker. I appreciate that so much. I love those things. Okay. And then you said, hello. How are you? We have Kelly Darling says, hi, Kelly Darling. And then you said, thank you. Okay. You're very welcome. Okay. You're very welcome. And then Stacy Marie says, hi, Stacy. Terry gave the little wave. What's up? And Michael says hi. Of Ava Moneta says he's strict on his schedule, going to work and home. Pretty cool. Okay, so Ava Moneta, you know who this person is, okay? That's thinking about you. Okay, very good, very good. All right. Then Cosmo Spirit Healer sent floating heart for 10 jewels. Thank you, Cosmo Spirit Healer. Lovely name, by the way, okay? I think this is Moises Vargas says hi. Hi, Moises Vargas. We have Tanya Williams. She says, hello, Queen. Hi, Tanya. How are you, love? Okay, happy Friday to you. And then we have Crescent's Ditto J9N says hello. Hi, Crescent's Ditto. How are you? We have Dayhue Robinson. I believe that's how you say it, or Dayhue Robinson. C5F says hi. Hi, Jhue or Jhul. We have Tiana McGoff or McGoff. I loved him before he had even a driver's license, much less anything more than a duffel bag. I know that's right, okay? And so hopefully, dear one, this person is, you know, one of the energies that I tapped into, where he is now, you know, evolved, mature, and he's ready to come back and do the right thing because, you know, Spirit and his ancestors and the Most High have been working on him. And now, you know, he have a little bit more to show for his hard work. You know, he coming with some things to bring to the table that is worthy of you, okay? We're going to call that to be so, okay, Tiana? Yes, indeed, okay? And then Donnie Hill says, hi. Hi, Donnie Hill. How are you? Okay. Peace, love, and light to all. Ashe. Yes, sir. Peace, love, and light to you as well. And we all accept it, all of us in the Vibe Tribe in the chat. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay. Then we have Shane Shay. I'm cool with that. I'm straight. Okay. So Shane said, you know, it was something that she heard in the message. She was like, no, I'm good. This could be maybe perhaps an energy, dear one, that is thinking about you over the weekend and they want a second chance. And you're like, nah, I'm good on that. I'm just going to keep moving forward. Okay. Yeah. It says, you said, do what you do. I ain't for everyone, but I ain't going to break my neck for someone I don't care for so long as it's mutual. I hear you. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, you got to have your deal breakers and make up your mind. time. So, you know, you don't have to worry about nobody playing on your top. You done already came to them clear or her clear, and you let them know what it's all about so they won't be confused, okay? You got to do that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, okay? And then Shay says, I'm not sure what y'all expect from me, but I'm fine. Well, you know, Shane, you never know. Sometimes people think that, you know, you are required to give them more than what you're willing to. And again, it's all about, you know, boundaries. It's all about you letting a person know where you stand so that they won't be confused. And, you know, if they can handle that, fine. And then if they can't, you know, they have the free will decision to, you know, move along and, you know, ease on down the road. Okay? Yeah. All right, y'all. So we have some more beautiful, lovely comments here. I'm going to read the rest of them, dear one, after the live stream ends, okay? I'm going to go ahead on and turn it loose, dear one, and I want you guys to continue to enjoy the rest of your beautiful morning, evening, noon, or night, okay, on this Friday, whatever time that it is in your neck of the woods, okay? And until next time, dear one, okay, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay great. Peace.